At 40 years old, I did something most people would call crazy. I left my monthly income paycheck and became a travel vlogger in YouTube. Hi, I'm Dina. This year I just turned 40. I've just returned from my first ever solo trip for 1 whole month in Vietnam. And while the taste of pho and the sound of motorbikes are still fresh in my mind, I want to tell you why I did it. In this video, I'm sharing why I walked away from the 9 to 5 grind and chose YouTube, what I've learned so far, and what it really feels like to start over at 40. Turning 40 hits differently. It felt like a turning point. You start thinking more deeply about time, about getting older, about dying. For me, it wasn't a lightning bolt moment, rather a quiet whisper. It just started creeping into my mind for months heading towards my 40th birthday. The same question keeps popping up in my head. You're going to be 40 soon, Dina. What will you say about your life if you die tomorrow? What would you leave behind? What's your legacy? Some would call it a midlife crisis. I call it midlife correction. I wasn't unhappy per se, but I wasn't fulfilled either. And I realized I don't want to just exist. I want to live intentionally. This is the part where I wasn't sure I'd want to share, but I feel like it's important to share it anyway for the reasons that I will tell you. Part of this journey was triggered by a heartbreak, which I'm not going to elaborate further. And I'm like here at the tallest peak in China because it has nothing to do with what I'm doing, and I don't want it to take away the real reason and meaning, as I have wanted to travel and become a travel vlogger for a long time. But it is the spark that lit the fire. I fell in love deeply and it didn't work out, but I kept holding on to it for as long as I could, romantic that I am. But during those times, I also started to see myself in different light. And I started to reconnect with my younger self, who I have forgotten for a long time. Does it still hurt? Yes, very much so. But I have made peace with it. I believe time is the best healer. And I can say this confidently based on my own experiences. Now I just focus on self-love and keeping myself busy doing what I love doing. And more than anything, travel has helped me heal. Being in new places gives me new perspective. And cheesy as it sounds, a chance to come back to myself or being myself. Of course, even then, time itself is not enough. You have to work together with the time by learning to let go and accepting that some things are just not meant to be. Okay, the big question. Why did I leave my monthly income paying job to become a YouTuber, not knowing if it's gonna work or not? Or you might ask, why start YouTube now in your 40? First of all, don't get me wrong, the 9 to 5 job has kept me well fed and put a roof over my head for years. But something always felt off. For the past year, as I was sitting on my desk at my last job, I kept thinking there's gotta be more to life than this. And eventually, I stopped asking why now and started asking why not now. Getting a steady paycheck is terrifying, but I'm done putting my dreams on the one-day shelf. I've always wanted to do something creative, to travel the world, to vlog about it, or share it with the world, basically to live more. But I lacked the courage until now. This wasn't about leaving a job. This is about living the life that aligns more with who I am. And in this case, it's becoming a travel vlogger or a YouTuber. When I told my sister I was starting YouTube, she was not surprised at all. She was like, "You're born at the wrong era." She said, "I've always loved to film myself and talking to myself as if I was talking to an audience," which I don't really remember doing. But now that I think of it, I could really see my younger self doing it. Bottom line is that all the signs were there and I was meant to do this. Solo travel at 40? Absolutely yes. Travel has always been a passion of mine that I put in the back burner for a very long time, but now that I'm doing it, I have been loving every single second. I've stayed in hostels, which I've never done before, met people I never would have met, shared stories with like minded people, and found a new kind of joy in independence. It's not always easy, but it's incredibly freeing. I feel more alive and aligned than I ever have. There's beauty in being alone, in choosing your own path. In continuation, in my leaving 9 to 5 job and the final section of this video, I want to share why YouTube in particular. Simply because I want my travels to be my job, or as people say, choose a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. I love traveling. I love being creative. Have always wanted to be on the creative side of the industry and not working a 9 to 5 job. I've been dreaming of this for years. Creating, storytelling, sharing my journey to the world. And now that I'm living it, it just feels so fulfilling. I'm nowhere near good just yet, but I know I'm heading somewhere. It took me a while. It took me years actually to finally decide pursuing on YouTube. Growing up in an Asian household where a stable job is the benchmark of success, and pursuing one's own individual interests or passion is just not on the book, or at least not as your main job. Apart from that, I also personally had my insecurity thinking that YouTuber is for the younger crowd. Well, spoiler, it is not. I have come to realize that age can be an asset as a travel vlogger or a YouTuber. With more experience, deeper stories, richer perspective, and obviously catering to people around my age who may connect more with me than the other younger YouTube channels. Am I terrified? Yes, I definitely am, but I am committed to starting messy rather than not starting at all. I did start a YouTube channel a couple of years back, but I never showed my face. I was shy and embarrassed. I was not ready. So that channel died before it even had a chance to blossom. But a couple of months back, I told myself, enough waiting. Now I'm all in. I'm not going anywhere this time. So here I am, 40, healing, creating, and finally doing what I love doing. And look, I'm not saying that everyone should quit their 9 to 5 job tomorrow and book a one-way ticket to Vietnam. But I'm saying this, if you're watching this right now and there's something you've been dreaming about doing, stop waiting for the perfect time. There isn't one. Whether you're 20, 40, 60, you get to write the next chapter of your story. And trust me, it's never too late to make it an adventure. If you want to follow along on mine, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. What is that dream that you've been putting off? Maybe it's time to take action towards it. Here's to chasing dreams at any age. See you in the next vlog.